difficult to run in an Oklahoma heat wave. 114 degrees in Oklahoma City on Saturday when Dave and I rendezvoused with Jay Birmingham. Jay looked surprisingly fit considering he had run 1,420 miles the past 40 days. Oklahoma City was the halfway point in his transcontinental journey across the United States. Despite a nagging shin injury, the 34-year-old long-distance runner was on schedule in his attempt to set a new coast-to-coast record. His recollections of the first 40 days on the road.
It's been a little lonelier than I expected. The routes I've chosen haven't had nearly the traffic except around the cities. City traffic has been horrible every time I've been near a big city. I much prefer the solitude. Nothing's been thrown at me except that one time in Phoenix. I had a can of beer thrown at me. I've been startled a few times by wisecracks and firecrackers and things of that sort, but all runners have experienced some of that. I appreciate the fact that I'm living a few feet from disaster whenever I'm running in traffic. I've not taken any chances, and therefore I've had really no close calls.
Jay Birmingham is finding out that it's not easy running from Los Angeles to New York. Oklahoma has been especially grueling because of the intense heat. From Williston, Oklahoma, this is Matt Cooney for TV 12 Action Sports. However, I'm certainly happy I made the trip with photographer Dave DePhillips. It gave me a chance to witness close up the effort Jay is going through as he tries to set a new coast-to-coast record. Believe me, believe Jay, it's hard work running 30 to 40 miles every day.
It isn't fun. It's not like going to New York City and running a marathon that is both satisfying and kind of fun. It is an all-day enterprise, as you are learning. It's not very glamorous. That's disillusioning to a lot of people. They think, oh boy, this guy's getting to run all day and just taking his good old time. But it's really tedious at times. But the satisfaction is every bit as deep and rich, and the human contact is more interesting than I expected. The breadth of our country, the size of it, really comes across when you've been on the road for 40 days and you've only seen half of it.
Well, our little visit with Jay seemed to inspire him as he covered more than 80 miles Sunday and Monday. He spent last night in Tulsa and hopes to cross the Missouri border in a few days. I'll have more exclusive coverage of Jay's jaunt during the month. It's extremely difficult running in intense heat. Jay Birmingham will attest to that. Birmingham, who was attempting to set a new transcontinental record, had the misfortune of getting caught in the horrible heat wave now blanketing the Southwest. Despite 10 straight days of 100-plus temperatures, the Jacksonville runner still managed to average nearly 40 miles per day. I ran through parts of central Oklahoma with Jay last weekend and found out what he thinks about as he makes his way to New York City.
I've usually got a goal in mind. I look at towns and say, well, Arcadia is going to be 6 more miles. So that gives me a goal, a purpose. I try not to think in terms of 40 miles at a time, but just the next little town. Other things that I think about are the wildlife, plant and animal, the terrain. I'm a real nature lover, so I enjoy clouds, although there's been very few days with any clouds. It's been hot, no clouds. But the other things that fill my mind are all just the fantastic support I'm getting from the Jacksonville public. That is really heartwarming and frequently inspires me to keep on plugging, keep on getting another mile in.
Well, Jay has gotten many miles in since he left Los Angeles over 6 weeks ago, over 1,400 miles, but he still has a long way to go. Los Angeles to New York in 71 days, 22 hours, 59 minutes. Despite extreme heat, violent thunderstorms, and nagging injuries, Jay Birmingham broke South African Don Shepard's record by 32 hours. The 35-year-old Birmingham left Los Angeles alone on May 19th, carrying only a 4-pound pack in his back for the 2,962 miles to New York City. The pack contained a rain suit, change of clothes, money, and credit cards. For lodging, Birmingham relied on people along the way or hotels. The veteran marathoner completed the last 26 miles of his long journey this morning at New York City Hall. Among the many well-wishers, his wife and 3 children. Birmingham trained for his coast-to-coast run for a year. He said it was much more difficult than he had anticipated.
It was much tougher And I was telling another reporter that I thought if I had known how tough it was before I started, I wouldn't have thought I could do it.
Despite running more than 40 miles a day, Birmingham lost only 5 pounds. From New York City, this is Matt Cooney reporting for ABC News.